Hi everybody and welcome to the episode 6 of my journey through Kanto recap stories. Story of the Pokémon tabletop RPG games I am playing with some friends every other Friday. During this session this week we was just half amount of players thanks to work and other arrangements being needed to fulfill. And as we left off our episode 5 recaps, we have just seen Max failing his second time at the gym. Our acquaintances we met in Pallet Town having one of their fight against the gym and won in one round. And then Sydney and Max having the longest battle recorded so far in our sessions. And today we are gonna start with some prep work and some encouragement, a little bit of talk before Go gets his shot at the gym. And we did a little bit of talk and stuff like that, but mostly it was, here you go, we are here for you and hope you do the best. And to reiterate how this is that Go is actually the only one of us four that has a Pokemon that has super effective typing against the gym we are facing, which is a dark type in Viridian nowadays. So in typing wise, he has the advantage, unless him facing some of the better other Pokemon that has typing that kind of cancels that out. Like for instance, he could have faced Murkrow, which would make his fighting move neutral, and Murkrow having flying type move will be a stab super effective move against his Galarian Farfetch, which he has named Leek. So we're going to the gym, keeping our thumbs up and hoping he gets a good Pokemon to face. And the DM rolls to see which Pokemon the gym leader are sending out. He rolled, and Leek, the fighting type Farfetch, has to face off against Sableye, a ghost dark type which is immune to fighting and has neutral effect with Fury Cutter and Peck. So yes, not a really great start for today's challenge, and today's only challenge in the gym at least. So we start off rolling to see who starts, and Leeks do start thanks to Sableye is an extremely slow Pokemon, which we all know thanks to his playing with Sableye for many years in Pokemon since Gen 3. So Leeks starts, and Go does a good move. He goes 2 squares forward and tries a sand attack against Sableye, and realized after that move it doesn't work thanks to Sableye having the ability Keen Eye, which means you cannot lower this Pokemon's accuracy whatsoever. And well, that was a bit of a backlash there, and unfortunately, not much we can do about it, but hey, still good. And then we go to Sableye, and I think Sableye tries to do Baby Doll Eyes. First try. Did not work. First Baby Doll Eyes didn't work at all. Alright. Now we go to Leek's turn, and Leek and Go orders Leek to go and do Fury Cutter. Fury Cutter misses. Close enough, but it was a slight dodge for Sableye. Then Sableye goes with Fury Swipes and hits 3 times out of 5, which means Farfetch Leek has now 1 major wound, and to recover mechanics, in the tabletop RPG games, a Pokemon, unless a gym leader's ace, can take 9 minor wounds, which in its essentially is 3 major wounds. So having 1 major wound is not the worst part, like, but you need to start thinking. Then we go back to Leek. Leeks get ordered to do Fury Cutter again. This time, hits, which is nice. That means 2 wounds on, Sableye. Got brain freeze there. Nice. Not a recording where I cannot stop doing crap with my brain. So we go for a second Fury Cutter, but this one miss. Frankly, and that was good because Fury Swipe is a multi-attack that could have been bad. And Leek goes for another Fury Cutter, fortunately misses. And then Sableye does a feint attack. It hits, which is stab. That would have made it 3 wounds. But I think it was a crit too. That part I don't really remember. It was like either a crit or like 3 to 4 wounds, but then it resisted, so there's 1 less. So there's still 2 major at this time. And then it burrows. Apparently Sableye has burrowing speed. It burrows around, which means there's a slight obscure, so you have a minus to your attacks when trying to hit it. So instead, Go goes and orders Leek to move away and prepare a dodge action, which means you have an advantage to try to evade an attack. And Sableye closes the distance, not really there, still on the ground. And Leek goes slightly to the side, still doing a dodge action. Or ways to get order to do a dodge action again. Sableye shows up, does a Fury Cutter, Fury Swipe, not Fury Cutter, Fury Swipe. Only hits once or 2. So this now he has 2 major and 1 minor wounds. And then we go for the last Fury Cutter from Farfetch, and that hits. So that's now 1 major wound and 1 minor wound for Sableye. And then comes the finishing move, another Fury Swipe. Now, to carry like this, Go still have 2 friendship points at this point he could have used to negate some damage from the Fury Swipe, but Go opted not to do it. And it got 2 hit, which means that was the 3rd major wound, and Farfetch goes down. And there's the battle. Farfetch loses to a Sableye, and we try to cheer him up, but like, it was not a bad battle. It was just a hard fought, because like Fury Cutter is like, yeah, it gives double damage as long as you hit it. So if you hit consecutively the 3 first time, that it means 2 wounds at first, 4 times second, and then so that would be a good move if it could hit. But unfortunately he missed twice. First one and the 3rd one. Which is sad. Then he still have Peck, but in Peck that's just 1 wound and it's not stab. The only stab he has is a Rock Smash, which Sableye is immune to. So unfortunately, he went to a gym where, so in theory, he would be the one with the advantage, but he faces a Pokemon that make his advantages useless. Since we don't have other moves that can take out a Sableye, like Fairy type, for instance. So, it was a hard-fought battle, but in the end, it was a loss for Go and Leek. And after that fight, we met up with Matt and May. We talked a bit about that, and I told May about how impressive it was with seeing her hair cross and stuff like that. She was like, well, didn't do much, but no, but still, you managed to win against a gym leader that has the reputation to be one of the hardest gym leaders to go on or fight early on in the seasons. And not only do you face a Pokemon that is neutral to your fighting moves, but has a move which is super effective on stab, because you face the Murkrow. And since you're fighting Bug, which means you're 4 times weak to flying, so those pecks and wing attacks would have done so much more damage than normally would. So you'll be able to do that in your first move. I even made like fun with this Heracross is not the one punch man, it's the one move man. Because it's an arm thrust, not the one single karate chop. I know, bad humor. But then again, I'm old, I'm supposed to have old, bad, dry humor. I guess. Anyway, they actually invite us to dinner in one of the restaurants nearby. Rain did comment that, like, if you long we don't intrude, or like in case like you want this to be like a special dinner for yourself, like a date, where both girls, we as friends. Though May was a bit flustered when Rain suggested they might be dating, but Rain didn't know, and none of us do. They're like, we know you're friends, but you could be more, or at least trying to. So we get invited, and yes, we leave League at the Pokemon Center, and we go to this restaurant, which is Pokemon's version of IHOP. We have a lovely conversation. Tells the story to May about how Rain loses his arm, because he was supposed to do his journey a year earlier, but thanks to what happened. And he said that like the price was worth it, and just tap there was left of his supposedly left arm. She get, what is worth that? And Rain just brings out Sevika's Pokeball and uses it, saving her. Yeah, since in the backstory, Rain saved Sevika while Sevika was still in her egg, but lost an arm by doing it, which is, in Rain's side, a worthy price. An arm is better than a life. Then we talked about what Rain's plans was, and Rain was actually thinking of taking half of his earnings, which I learned before the session started, to take a Pidgeot taxi to Lavender Town to maybe get an egg or two from one of the farms there that actually is Matt's family farm, and trying to also ask Matt if he could use him as a reference. And we talked with Matt. Matt actually called his father and said like they could have some Growlithe's left, but mostly are already hatched, which you can still adopt. But that wouldn't be really. It would be something to consider, at least. But Rain is in this process that he really wants at least 3 of the eggs he has put on his list to hatch these Pokemon from eggs and raise them from there. the last Pokemon in his team, he might consider just catching a wildlife, because like, yeah, if you're trying to do this, hatch the eggs and stuff like that, you might not be able to get enough badges to qualify for the league, which is true because they cost money and it takes time to hatch the eggs, which Rain knows. But also Rain is in the mindset that, well, if I don't get it, I don't get it. This journey is most like for getting my feet wet, getting experience, and actually get the chance of have some egg hatch and learn by experience hatching and raising other Pokemon, since Rain's family is specialized in raising Totodiles and the Totodile line. So he doesn't really care too much if he misses the league or not. He can always try next year, and there will be more experience with it. He can just he has contacts, then he can go straight to there, because if he catch like a Pidgeot, Pidgey evolving to Pidgeotto, and then to Pidgeot, he can fly himself, or he save the money he gets from this year's journey. So as soon as he registers for the next year's league competition, he can go straight to every place he knows sells the Pokemon eggs he wants, and start his journey from the beginning. But who knows? Like, this is mostly for fun for me anyway, so we are 4 players. Like, if one of us can't get to the league, it's not that big of a deal out of my eyes. And Rain said that was just his plan as his beginning journey anyway. Get his feet wet, get some egg, try to find some places where he specializes in special egg, get some information, hatch and raise those eggs from babies and up to good, strong Pokemon. Who even knows, maybe he does a couple of them, catches more Pokemon with similar Pokemon, try to expand his own family farm to more type of Pokemon, so they're no longer just specialized in Totodiles. So we have a lot of conversation, we have this talk, but also talk about the money and what the cheapest way, which is right now will be Diglett Cave, would also take a long time to get through, because first dig cave would have Diglett, maybe a few Cubans, or rare occasions Rhyhorns, which would not be the best to run into, even though I have a tall Civica, Crocodile. So, but then again, he'll lend Go some money to buy Pokeballs. He buys some Pokeballs himself. Not the Pokeballs he wanted, but he bought the Pokeballs that was the cheapest, which is regular Pokeball. And because like the Pokemon he wants, he wants them to have special balls. And frankly, he might spend another grape for a great ball or something like that, just to catch a wild large Pidgey if he can find one on the way to Pewter City, which also means he might delay his journey to Lavender Town and stuff like that. And we keep talking a bit back and forth, and with that we also talk about what Go's plans is. We do a little chat like how we, both with the gym leader and with Matt, how we try to convince Max to maybe go to another gym, but he wants at least his final attempt, which is going to happen next session in real time. And then if he loses that, he's still banned for this gym for 5 days, which we still try to we had a conversation last time, and I think we're gonna have this again next time to see if come on Max, let's go to another gym, train up, maybe catch more Pokemon that's more fitted for this gym in particular. We can always come back and try again. We are in the mid of January, but we have to mid of September to get at least 8 badges, 10 if we don't want to go through qualifier at the league. So if you really want to go and have a chance at the league, become champion of Kanto, we need to get our gears going. But that's a conversation for the next time we meet up and actually have the player plays Max with us. Sydney is just going with the flow. If we move, we move. If we stay, we stay. Which is making like a slight easy for some decisions to get made, but for some harder decision, not so much. But that's how we learn and grow how to deal with different personalities. So I'm not too worried about it. We're gonna get the hang of how to deal with each of our characters in a very short span of time. And after that, we also talk about well, at least Rain talked to May about he wants to his plan was to go to Lavender Town, then to Cerulean, then to the farm south of Cerulean, then to Fuchsia, so he also can visit home, where he felt would be the good time to hand his baby sister Nina his Pichu, who he named Jue, because Nina was very much when she saw Jue, you know, she's mine when you get home. You know that, right? Then Nina talked about you can just transfer it and transfer the ownership to her, or to one of your parents, since Nina is not old enough. And so we talked a bit about that, and also and after the food and stuff like that, Nina offered to have a sparring match with one of us, and then drag Matt into this, so it became a sparring double match, which is gonna be next day. And we said yes, for why not? It's like friendly sparring match is always good, and become better friends is always good as well. And then Rain sent a text to his mom and dad and asking if they have time to get over to a computer to get the transfer things going and stuff like that. And they had time, so he sent to mom he's gonna transfer the ownership of Jue to her, to then transfer the ownership to Nina when she's old enough, which is 4 years from now, in-game years. So next day, then he goes to bed. Next morning, before breakfast, he goes to the computer, transfers Jue back home, and transfer the ownership of Jue to his mom, which his name is Tina. No, Holly. And then Tina is the big sister. I forgot my own family name. Wow. I need to read my backstory again to keep those names in my head for all times. And after that, Go and Rain had a double fight against Matt and May, which I would say was a bit fun. May sends out the Teddy Ursa, and Matt sends out a Matt Choke. Go with only Leak so far, because his Cypher is still in his egg state, sends out his, and the only Pokemon except for Svika Rain had left is his Munchlax named Garb. So, and he wanted to give them some action too, so he sends out Garb. So we are having a double battle with 2 normal types and 2 fighting types against each other. And it goes a bit the fighting types go against each other, normal types go against each other. League starts, Teddiursa starts, then Magic, and they close the distance a bit. Then League goes sideways, then tries a sand attack. It fails. Garp, who can move very fast, he moves a little bit, then does a defense curl, which is +2 to defense. We keep going, and it goes so far the scratches, baby doll eyes, karate chef. Oh yeah, focus energy from Mad Choke, which means the chance to crit is lowered. Or boosted, like you, instead of it have to be 10 above the crit, now it just have to be 7 and up. And then he does a karate chop, which is already high chance of crit, so it's lowered even. So he crits our friend. And that means that's a lot of wounds. Furious Swipe from Teddiursa on Munchlax didn't really work. Tackle, I think misses. Next time he does another defense curl. And this was like around this timeline we realized that Matt and Rain had thought of the same thing. Since both of them are Pokemon breeders, they have the ability to feed the Pokemon special ingredients in the food to help boost one stat for one battle. And both of us had used it to defend our Pokemon's defense. So in the end, Leek is the one first going down, so now it's Teddiursa Magic versus Munchlax. And he tries a Seismic Touch, doesn't work. The response with the Lick didn't work. And then a miss, then a miss. Defense curl, miss and miss. Tried to tackle, didn't work. Or I think it did. So there's a 3 wounds on Teddiursa. Then a Fierce Swipe, couple of hits. Then Karate Chop. Misses, and then another Karate Chop hits. But I was slightly unlucky with the rolls in the end because I was at +6 defense with 2 dice I roll and plus the rank, which is 1. So whatever I roll with 2 dice +7. So I got the luck in the last Karate Chop, and that's why I lost. And me and Go went to just be both. This is a sparring match, not necessary to use up some friendship points for that. They won. We had a good fight, and after that, Rain spent his day shopping a bit for stuff. He even sold his electrical Pokemon food to Sydney for $60, which normally is $100 per ration. She got 4 days ration for $60. And mostly I did that because when it comes to like money and stuff, my brain goes a bit weird sometimes. Like if I see in my account like an uneven number, I need to transfer some money to a saving account or taking money from a saving account to my active account to make it even numbers. And somebody kind of tells like to the player, to the character Rain, he sees he has 3,040 Pokédolls left. It slightly annoys him a bit, so he asks Cindy, and Cindy just simply said, yeah. So sold it for $60, now 3,100, which basically gives Rain, but mostly me, a sign of relief. Like, oh, seeing the numbers seems better somehow. Sure, I got more money, but it's more like it looks nicer having 3,100 than 3,040. I know. It's a weird quirk of mine. I don't know when it started, but it's just how my brain works now. So, and that's where we ended. Could not really do much, and we didn't want to continue the journey before at least the other players come back, because there will be too much of rewinding time to that day. We don't really know how many days we have to wait in game before Max has his last rematch to either win or lose against Blight, the gym leader. So we and that part, and And that's where we're gonna end this session, and hopefully next time we get to see the start or the end of his no, not start or end, like either he wins and we move forward, we all have like 3 having badges and 1 that has to come back later on, or he loses a ban for 5 days and we try to convince him to go to another gym while waiting to be allowed to try to take this gym again. Or the third option, which not necessarily an option you really want to do in most tabletop RPG games, but I think it still work in Pokemon tabletop RPG, and that's split the party, which Rain was technically about to ready to do already. So that's how what we're looking forward to next session is Max last rematch, win or lose, or win, we all leave. Lose, do we all leave, or do some of leave and somebody stays? That's what we're facing off. And that has been this recap for this week session. And if you like this story, please hit like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I release more videos, which I'm trying to do more frequently. So I'm supposed to have my top 3 rock type video out tomorrow, hopefully, if I don't oversleep. I hope not. But otherwise they're gonna be Tuesday evenings, Fridays, and the weekends, unless one of the weekdays are a red day in the calendar. I might do a video then, because I'm not working at my current job on red days. But until then, guys, I hope you have a great evening and see ya.